Adebayo's mission is driven by a simple, yet profound passion to help you achieve all-round excellence in life using proven principles. With over 15 years of experience as a personal excellence coach, Adebayo has a track record of delivering practical results, guiding individuals and organizations towards sustainable growth and success. Adebayo is recognized as a trusted authority in sustainable learning and personal development. He is an accomplished author, with his latest book, Living Excellently, inspiring readers to pursue excellence in every aspect of their lives. As a trained speaker, Adebayo's impactful message resonates with audiences across various platforms. In his role as a social entrepreneur, Adebayo leads Success Within International, an organization dedicated to raising individuals of outstanding success for global relevance. His commitment to personal development extends to his podcast on YouTube, Personal Excellence with Adebayo, where he shares insights and strategies for achieving excellence. Adebayo's professional journey is marked by his expertise as a certified project manager, with hands-on experience managing projects in over 15 countries across the continents. He is the CEO of PMP Hub, a leading project management learning institute, and NACL Project Pro Limited, a consulting firm providing tailored project management solutions for SMS. Currently, Adebayo serves as Senior Manager, Projects PMO at a consumer product goods company based in North America, where he oversees the full deployment of multi-million-dollar growth and enterprise projects. Additionally, he consults as a new products program manager at Kellogg's International, bringing his extensive experience to the forefront of global product management. Adebayo's passion for education is evident in his role as an adjunct professor at one of the largest tertiary colleges in Ontario, Canada, where he teaches project management. His contributions to the academic world are complemented by his involvement with Nova Talent, a global by-invitation-only network that connects high-potential individuals with top professional opportunities. Adebayo is a valued member of the Advisory Council of Harvard Business Review, contributing to the future of business thought leadership. Guided by his mantra, nothing short of excellence, Adebayo consistently strives to elevate those around him, ensuring that everyone who comes into contact with him encounters excellence in its truest form.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I hope we have been doing great.
Welcome, my project management mentor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Mrs. Uchena, if you're still on the call. That was a power pack session. You know, it's a very shall I say, very important topic for us to talk about, especially for anyone going through stagnation. So hi everyone, welcome. Even though I'm in Canada and this is 6 a.m. my time, this is my second event for today. So the first one started 4 a.m. So now I can say I've been awake for quite some time. So I'm energetic, and we're going to do this in a very interesting and a very practical way. The first session I was a bit sleepy, but now I think I'm up. All right, everyone, welcome. We're going to be talking about navigating career transition, embracing your Rehoboth moment. And let me say this: I know that some of you are just extremely comfortable with, your current role, your current organization, and this topic might not relatively resonate with you. But I just want you to listen to me. Maybe I can change your mind, or maybe when you need it, you just go and pick it and and play it when that time comes. And so it's really essential for you to to listen to this. And I'll be sharing a bit of my personal story, how I left at a very comfortable position to to something different. And I don't know why Ginika gave me this topic, but when I got this topic, I smiled because I've gone through this and it's pretty interesting. Awesome. All right, just something a bit funky about myself. I'm a Christian, and anytime I have an opportunity to speak to a Christian gathering, I'm excited because I can go into my scripture, I can talk about everything within me without holding back. Compared to the secular system where you have to be careful not to oversay, but yeah, I can explode. I can I'm in my nature, so it's pretty interesting to come to a Christian gathering like this. Awesome. So I'm a Christian. I'm a project manager by training. You hear that? I'm a leadership enthusiast, and I love leadership. I love raising people of outstanding success for global relevance. I enjoy everything on personal excellence. So anything, capacity building, finances, character formation, leadership, empowerment, you see me there. I'm family centric. Oh gosh, I love my family a lot, and social media, most times you see I only post myself about my family. What else? I love Arsenal Football Club. So if you're here and you support Arsenal, I'm your friend. I own 2 businesses. I own a project management training company, and I also I run a project management consulting company as well. I don't believe anything is possible. I'm very Rita, nice. Support Arsenal. Awesome. So I believe impossibility is an illusion. So I don't believe anything is possible. In short, when I see challenges, I'm excited because it's an opportunity to gain something new. So I don't believe anything is impossible. Also, I'm very fast and highly disciplined. Oh my God. Sometimes I tend to compromise on quality because of my pace, but my wife is controlling me. Hey, cool down. So I can be very fast, and I'm highly disciplined as well. I enjoy setting goals and achieving them. I enjoy setting goals and achieving them. Oh, I'm hearing myself. Okay. All right, good now. Then I'm an addicted planner. I can plan the budget of a nation. I love planning. I love writing down. I love strategizing. I love, this strategic foresight, scenario planning, and everything. All right, so we are going to do this. But before I go into my presentation, I have a question to ask you guys. Mention an adjective that describes you. So for me, I'm passionate. That's my adjective. Yours might be something different, but unmute yourself, put your answer in the chat. I want to get to know you with your adjective. So mention an adjective that describes you. I've said my own. I'm passionate. So who's going next? Reliable. Colin says reliable. Awesome. Rita said I'm restless person yet resourceful. I love that. Jonathan says she's committed. Awesome. This will tell me those that are connected and just left their laptop or their phone. So I've seen 3 answers. You can also mute yourself and speak to me, please. Let's have a conversation. Chidima said creative and loyal. Ginika said I'm a fixer. That's really powerful. I'm a fixer. Okay, waiting for more. Just 3 more and I'll go into my presentation. Just 3 more. Zika said curious. Awesome. 2 more and we'll start. Oh, I love this. Elena said I'm an helper. That's really powerful. 2 more. Okay, 1 more now. One more. Any other person? Okay, no one else. So let's proceed with our presentation. Oh, thank you. The last person said cheerful planner. All right, awesome. Just to confirm, can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Just to confirm. All right, proactive, awesome. Okay, so I would like to tell you about my career transition story, because I'm talking about navigating career transition. And so after I did my first degree in chemical engineering. I did my master's in engineering in the UK. Towards the end of my master's, a company came to recruit us, and that company is Heineken International. And Heineken International they have a factory in Nigeria, and the factory in Nigeria is called Nigerian Breweries. So right from my master's degree, I went straight to Nigeria to resume my first job, which is to work as a shift production manager in Nigerian Breweries. Very young boy. Then I was just 25 years old. This was 2015. And I was very okay. The job came with 18-month training. In that 18-month training, they were housing us, they were feeding us, they were giving us lunch to go and learn in class, and they were paying us full salary. So at 25, I became a millionaire. I relatively very comfortable. And something happened after the 18-month training in Nigerian breweries. I started working as a full shift manager. And I realized it was technical. At that age, I was close to 25 or 27 associates were reporting directly to me. So, of course, navigating leadership. But I realized that I never liked the job itself. So I never liked the fact that, I will, come to work, ensuring that Martina is ready, beer is ready. Like the whole technical, I didn't like it. The only thing I liked was 2 things. Number one, I love the career building aspect of things. So my operators, ensure sometimes I even help the operators apply for jobs for that companies. Like, what's your future plan? What's your career goal? Like, I like the motivation, I like the counseling aspect. I like the leadership aspect. And, then we had KPIs, which are the key performance indicators. I love to, help the company. I love to help the company to, meet those strategic objectives. So like I realized I love strategy. I love business administration. I love project management. I love running projects in the company. And then, but I knew that I did not like the everyday job as a sheep production manager. Yes, very comfortable, very rich. The job came with the car. And I took a drastic decision after 3.5 years. I decided to leave. And I left. And that was the beginning of my career transition. And I'm going to share a lot of this story with you too, not just to motivate you, to tell you guys that, I heard Mrs. Uchenna say something that God has not failed before, and it's not going to start with you. So let you know that God has not failed me, this career transition will not fail you. I'm going to continue the story. In 2018, after about 3.5 years working in Nigerian breweries, by the way, I had an excellent appraiser in the 3.5 years. I was in a talent pool. I was meant to travel to Amsterdam for a training, because once you're in the talent pool of the organization, they take you to Amsterdam for a training. And I put my resignation letter. And it was not that easy. For living, of course, I tried to look for something else. I was looking for consulting jobs in, McKinsey, Ernst & Young, the big fours, and, trying to move into the consulting, because I realized that I love the counseling aspect. I love the strategy and all. So I wanted to join the big fours, the big consulting companies. And I got rejection in everything because I didn't have an MBA at that time, but now I have an MBA. And, there was a role I saw with British American Tobacco. They wanted a project manager. I'm like, oh yeah, I did project management as one of my modules during my master's degree. And I decided, guess what? I decided to apply for that job, which was project manager in BAT. And I applied. I had 5 stages interview and I got the job. And when I was to leave during salary negotiation, I realized that the whole package was lesser than what they were paying me in Nigerian breweries. And to make things worse, the month I wanted to live in Nigerian breweries, I was promoted. And that promotion, this was 2018, so that you don't use Nigerians' value now. In 2018, the promotion came with a 3.5 million naira car grant and a ×2 of my old salary. At that point, I was torn between leaving or staying back for money, because I knew that I didn't want to do the technical things I was doing. I chose to leave. I took a pay cut. I rejected the car allowance again. The new job I was going to did not come with any car allowance. I went to British American Tobacco as a project manager. And, I joined British American Tobacco, and that was the turning point. I started as a project manager. I just wanted to do something different. And now I work as a project manager, which I started in 2018. And guess what? After I left British American Tobacco, after about 3.5 years in British American Tobacco, I relocated to Canada. Before relocating, I checked, what do you need as a project manager to work in Canada? Oh, you need PMP certification. I took a PMP certification. At the first instance, I failed and, passed again. Now, I came to Canada. In 3 months, I was promoted to a senior manager managing projects for company. And I work as a senior manager leading projects in the whole North American area, which includes Canada and US. Not just that, I also work as a project consultant, which is a consulting opportunity. I work with Kellogg's North America, which I innovate some Pringles, Pop-Tarts, Eggo waffles and all for North America. And not just that, I run 2 businesses. One is a project management training company, and the other one is a consulting. I was looking at the revenue, it's close to 50 million in Naira, just because I chose to go ahead with my career transition story. Just like what Ms. Uchenna said, if God has not failed people, he cannot start with you. I'm sharing that story to let you guys know that in case you're in a position that you feel like, you know what, I'm tired of what I'm doing. I want a new industry, I want a new career, or even I want a new company, not just that you might like your role, but just want a new change of company. Sometimes change is very difficult, and the only constant thing is change. But when you decide to go for change and you trust God in that movement, change happens for you positively. I hope someone, pick 1 or 2 things from my story. Can I see something in the chat before I proceed? To be sure that we are still together. Are we still together? We still together? Okay, I only see Omo. Okay, all right. We are still together. All right, awesome. Okay, great. So I'll just go straight to the point. I said to myself, I want to talk from my heart because this topic is so dear to me. So I don't have my lengthy usual presentation. Let's go. What exactly is Rehoboth moment? I always say that there are a lot of these in a man's life. Some of you are 30, 35, 40, 28, 24, but there are certain days in a man's life. And those days is what we call, some people call it Kairos moment, that opportune time. Some call it Rehoboth moment. And, I really like the Bible story for this conference, which is how Isaac dug well, and he dug well, another well, and he moved because there was some quarrel over the one he dug. He dug another one, and the Bible says there was no quarrel over it, and he named it Rehoboth. Now the Lord has given us room and will flourish in the land. There's one thing about, I don't want to preach. There's one thing about believers, God knows you. And that's why two things that, when I say the scripture that gives me that assurance, he said to Prophet Jeremiah, he said, while you were in mother's womb, I knew you. And he said in Jeremiah 29:11, he said, for I know the thought I have towards you, for a thought of good and not of evil, to give you a future and an expected end. Now, when you know that, what is expected end? It means that God really knows how you will end. Why don't you meet such as a leader or a master to check the temperature of your life? So Rehoboth moment is aligning to career. It's a transformative point in one's career journey, and it can happen suddenly. And one of the things I always say to people when I come for meetings like this is that in meetings like this, you don't see 1,000, you don't see 5,000 people, but you will see few people with heavy heart, with heavy burden, with there was one I met early in my career, and something very humorous happened to me 3 days ago. And I'm going to share that story with you, because I said today that I'm going to share a lot of stories, principles, because principles work, or principles with examples work better. And when I started my career, the guy called me and said to me, when Nigerian Bureaus, he said, what's your plan? I'm like, oh, I want to stay in this company till I retire. The guy looked at me and laughed. He said, never plan your career with an organization. What if this organization closes down? What will happen to your life? And he then gave me some tips on how to advance in my career and make my career a personal journey. And that advice was so powerful that 3-4 days ago, the guy relocated to US, and my company in US is looking for is advertising for a role. And that guy that gave me that advice, applied to that company and wanted me to be the one to reference him. And I said to him, you don't have to even tell me to reference you. He said, I'm going to take your resume and go and submit to HR director myself. Sometimes the value we give to people, you never know when it's going to come. Now, I'm now in the position to do that guy that gave me an advice that has transformed my career in favor. So when he asked to do it, moments like this, that few people on the call, not usual 1,000, 2,000, it's a nice Christmas concert or conference. You see a lot of people in that meeting. But the moment 35 or 36 of us are in this meeting, it means that your heart is heavy. It means that you want a shift in your life from point A to point B. It means you want an upliftment in whatever you are doing. So in this kind of meetings, you have to be very strategic. It might not be all the things I'm going to say that is going to work for you, but one thing can change the course of your life throughout this presentation. Now, understanding career transition. Career transition is basically moving from one job or career to another. It is basically, changing employers, changing companies, or even stepping away from workforce entirely. And, I need to put this because your career transition might be leaving, the full-time work into entrepreneurship. That might be your career transition, and it is totally fine and it is valid as long as you've prayed about it and you are conscious about what you want to move. And all I'm here to do today is is to tell you how to do it strategically and why you should do it if you really want to do it, and I make you uncomfortable in your comfort situation. That is my job today. Okay. So, like I said, when we talk about career transition, we are talking about three main things. You want to change your job, you want to shift your industry, or you want to change your profession entirely. Maybe you were like me that was, a production engineer or production manager that moved into project management, or you want to move from, banking to IT, you want to move from IT to entrepreneurship and all. That's what we call, career transition. Now, what are the main reasons why, people transition? Number one, job dissatisfaction. Even though you are earning money, you are not just okay with what you are doing. Number two, you feel like you've been on a level for a long time. Oh, you've not been promoted for 3, 4, 5 years, and you are very uncomfortable. And I used to say this thing humorously, that I have never been promoted in my life. So I'm 10 years, my career journey is I've worked for about 10 years of my life, and I currently work as a senior manager. And I have never been promoted. I've always promoted myself by changing companies, changing industry, or changing career. Recently, I have never gotten, okay, when Nigerian Breeze gave me promotion letter, but I didn't take it because I left to preach American tobacco. So, but naturally, I have never been promoted to say, oh, move from here. And I've been a senior manager. And there are some of my colleagues that have been in one company and they are just, first line managers and probably waiting for promotion or something. Depending on what you want. I'm not saying those waiting in one company, they are doing what is wrong. I'm only saying that it really depends on what you want. Also, number 3, personal growth. So you can decide to leave because you want to grow. You want a company that can spend a lot on L&D, which is learning and development, and more income. This is really critical. I've always said to people that a company that is not paying your bills has done the worst things, because Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the least level of job satisfaction is physiological needs, which is money, food, clothing, and shelter. So if the company is not even meeting your financial needs, it's time to pack your bags, because that's the least a company should do. So if you are working for a company and see this as, and maybe that's another thing that also helps me. I don't see myself as, oh, I work for this company, it's such a privilege. I never see it that way. I see it as an exchange of value. I'm giving my company my time. My company is paying me money. So that's all I do. And my own new phase of career transition is to move fully into consulting, and you're paying me per hour. I work in an organization and I'm out. So you really need to know what you really want. But like I said, maybe this is to somebody. If you're in a company that is not meeting your needs, start packing your resume. I'm not saying leave. I'm saying start looking for something else. While you are still managing with what you have. So these are the 4 reasons why people transition: job dissatisfaction, career advancement, personal growth, and more income. Now, the importance of embracing this change. I realize that a lot of people are afraid of change, and it's fine. It's fine to be afraid of change. And one of the major reasons why people are afraid of change is what we call imposter syndrome. Guess what? Imposter syndrome is normal. Imposter syndrome is, the feeling of inadequacy. Guess what? Every single person has felt that way, one way or the other. It might not even be for career transition. It might be on a different scale. Some might be in finances, some might be in career, some might be in public speaking. Imposter syndrome means the feeling of not good enough. 2 things to kill imposter syndrome: go for knowledge and go for that change. So, the more you know, the more edge you have. That's why it's called knowledge. The word knowledge was coming from 2 words, know and edge. The more you know, the more edge you have. When you have knowledge, when you've done your research about where you want to go into, the new company, the new industry, and you've even done a cost-benefit analysis. If this does not work, this is my other option. Then you are big enough to make that change. You will naturally see that imposter syndrome will naturally die in you. So that's why when you want to embrace change, go for knowledge first. I realize that imposter syndrome, which is normal, so that you don't feel like you're inadequate, will go off. So why exactly do we need to embrace change? Skill development. I always talk about this thing that there was a statistics by the World Economic Forum, which was the future of job report. It says that by 2025, technically 2025 is next year, says that 85 million jobs will be displaced due to automation, but 97 million new roles will emerge because they are more adaptable to the new labor that is going on. This is so important that you have to you cannot afford to be comfortable. I'm in Canada, very comfortable, enjoying my life. I have full time, I consult, I have businesses and everything. But guess what? I am not sitting on my bum. As a project manager, I realized that now project management is getting really saturated, and I realized that to really enjoy project management, you have to also specify. And I'm telling you practical things. I did an extensive analysis, and I said to myself, what is the future of work? And I realized that AI is really powerful. And you guys know what AI is: ChatGPT, Microsoft Pilot, Copilot, all those new things. And I realized that due to the emergence of automation and artificial intelligence, there will be a lot of cyber attack. So there'll be a lot of people that want to take advantage of these systems to attack. And I realized that cybersecurity is a very good field that the world is going to be needing. And I'm taking a course in cybersecurity so that as a project manager, I want to be able to work in the cybersecurity aspect, because I already see, due to the future of work, that's a new emerging market. So you have to embrace change because you have to develop. The world is not waiting for you. I saw the statistics that I read out to you about 2 years ago. And guess what? Next year is that 2025. It's just here. So you have to go for new skills development. Number 2, you can embrace change because of increase in job satisfaction. Transitioning to a new role that aligns better with your personal values and career goals will naturally lead to job satisfaction. I have a mentee, I spoke with her, and every Sunday night, her exact words to me, every Sunday night, she says that she's always angry and upset about life. I'm like, why? She said she hates her job. And I'm like, why are you still there? That's why, this is not finance, but when you start working in a new organization, save 3 months to 6 months contingency. These are, not those financial gimmicks, but they are real life things, so that in case you want to leave a job without getting something else, there's not contingency for you. And I said to her that, do you have this thing? She said, yes. Like, you can leave. If it's affecting your mental health, there's no point being there. Every Sunday, you have 52 Sundays in a year, and you are sad. That's ridiculous. So when you transition, it gives you job satisfaction. There was a survey done in the US that says that only about 36% of US employees actually enjoy their job. 36% actually enjoy their job. If I take a survey in this room now, some of you don't also love what you do. So that's why you're in meetings like this. Number 3, expanded professional network. When you embrace change, you're able to meet new people, new professionals, and you can diversify and strengthen your network. According to LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn a lot. It says that 85% of jobs are filled through networking. That's powerful. 85% of jobs are filled through networking. That's huge. So when you go for change, you meet new people, and you're able to meet other guys as well. Number 4 is enhanced adaptability. When you successfully manage your career transition, you are building resilience and adaptability. Just think about the story I shared with you. When I left from a comfort zone, I was in talent pool, got a 3.5 million car grant in 2018. Was meant to go to Amsterdam. I left all those things behind. I took a job because I wanted to move into more management inclined role. I left all those things for uncertainty, and at the end of the day, it worked out really well for me. I built resilience. I can make another drastic decision tomorrow because I've built that adaptability. And Advanced Business Review, highlighted that professionals who can actually adapt to new situations and challenges are 6 times more likely to succeed in their career. Let me come again. Harvard Business Review says that professionals who can adapt to new situations and challenges are 6 times more likely to adapt than other people. And number 4, like you see that, increased earning potential. Like I said to you, I have 10 years of active career, and I'm a senior manager. It means that, of course, my earning potential has increased multiple times. So when you actually transition, sometimes you're able to increase your salary. Now, I've been in my current role for about 3 years, and the highest my salary has increased is 3%. It's 3%. While in 2022, I changed company, and my salary was increased about 25%. So technically, when you transition to a new career, to a new industry, there's possibility that there's an average increase of 10 to about 25% increase on your salary, compared to staying in a company and increasing 1% or 2% or 3% yearly salary increase. And number 4, you gain clarity in career goals. Going through a career transition can help individuals reassess their goals and make informed decisions about your career path. Let me pause here. I hope someone is learning 1 or 2 things. Let me see in the chat. Are you learning 1 or 2 things? Anyone? Are you learning 1 or 2 things? I will now go into how to identify your Rehoboth moment. Okay. Awesome. All right. Now, how do you identify your Rehoboth moment? Number 1, there is something I call Eureka moment. Eureka moment was, the guy that developed something. I just saw, hey, suddenly, there's this movie, press suddenly. So, Eureka moment, is that point of sudden realization that right clarity about you, what you truly want, and what you need in your career. And it's just that Eureka moment. And sometimes I just recognize that you are passionate about marketing. You just love marketing, or you love graphics design, or you love project management, or you love just love accounting. You just see that it just comes to you once. And that's why a Christian needs to have a conscious walk with the Holy Spirit. While I was growing, when I became a Christian, and I used to hear about hearing God's voice, hearing God's voice. I used to say that, what exactly? I've not heard God's voice clearly. Then I realized that God even speaks more through our inner witness. Even when you're studying your Bible, God can say, this is that, and also that's why your mind has to be in tune with your spirit every single time. And that's why the Bible refers to the human spirit as the candle of the Lord that search forth what God's thought is for us. Number 2 is passion discovery. Moment when you identify long-standing interest or passion. What exactly are you passionate about? Write some of those things that you are really passionate about, and that might be where your next career transition sweet spot is, which is a Rehoboth moment. And number 3, desire for growth. A lot of times I see that a lot of people are comfortable, and guess what? Comfort is the enemy of progress. Let me take that again. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Mediocres do not do great things. Mediocres are comfortable with enough. And God has not created any one of us as mediocre. So do not be comfortable. I hate the word comfort because comfort is the enemy of progress. Don't be too comfortable. When I came to Canada and I realized that there's technically a ceiling on blacks. Like there's a ceiling on blacks. And I said to myself that, oh, well, it might be blacks, but my name is Bayo. My name is not black. My name is Bayo, even though I'm black. And that perspective, that narrative will not be my own portion. It's different. Be hungry for growth, feeling stagnated or unfulfilled in your current role and, realizing you need to change might be that you've identified another Rehoboth moment for your life. Don't forget, there are Eureka moments. You align your passion and you say that, oh, I don't like this thing again. I want something else. Number 3, desire for growth. Just want more than you're currently doing. That means you're identifying your Rehoboth moment. Now, how exactly do we now recognize this moment? Number 1, self-reflection. I realized that someone said once, and I read it, that, if human beings can stop to think the same amount of time they speak, they will be more powerful than they do. People don't think. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm using that word. People don't think. And even the Bible says something very powerful, Ephesians 3:20. And God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above what we can think or ask. It means that God is interested in your thoughts. And that's why God said, for the thoughts I have towards you. So if your father, which is God, can be thinking, he said, for the thoughts I have towards you. It means if God can think, if God have thoughts, why won't you have thoughts? So self-reflection, stop and think. Stop the hustling and bustling of life. Every time I take paper to pen, ideas grow up. In one of my business, we started a new one of my prayer management training company. We started a new program called the Job Ready program, which is, we move from just helping people to get certified as project managers to equipping people to what it takes to actually get a job in the workplace. So like it's called the Job Ready program. I wrote that thing down. I sat down, I thought about the program, I wrote it. We implemented the first cohort. Of course, the funds alone generated enough money for us in an organization. But 5 out of those guys that survived, 4 of them, one has gotten job, 4 of them are on interview stage. And 2 of them said to me that they have never had an interview in their life. Apart from the fact that, this program has delivered value to people and it brought money to our own organization, it came as a product of thinking. So if you want to recognize your Rehoboth moment for your career transition, stop to reflect. Number 2, feedback from others. Pay attention to those around you. There used to be a time I used to talk about, your friends, your association, but people don't know how powerful that is. Your association will determine how far you can go. That's what I just said is so powerful. Your association will not just determine your next, it will not determine your situation. It can predict your future. So you need to seek input from your mentors, from your colleagues, from your friends, for those that know you well. But if those that know you well don't even care about you, they won't give you solid feedbacks. They won't help you to grow. Utilize external perspectives in life, gauges our strengths, and it helps us to consider things that we are overlooking or we are not seeing. Number 3 is personal assessment. Go online. There are personal assessment tests that you can take. What is my career skill? Take career skill assessment matrix and determine what your passion is, what your strength is, and align it with what you want to do. So, there are some MBIT tests. There's one Holland code that I've done in the past. It helps you to gain insight into your personality traits, your skills, your ideal work environment, and, it can help you to become more. And the last one is exploration of your interest. If you are passionate about marketing, if you're passionate about sales, explore it. You might not even leave your current job, explore it by the side first. See whether it makes sense or it doesn't really make sense for you. So these are the 4 areas to recognize your Rehoboth moment. Now, there are strategies for navigating career transition, setting goals. I'm currently running in the next 2 weeks, I'll be leading a goal setting boot camp. I do it every year. And, I always say that the reason why I know already by God's grace, I'll be better in 2025 than 2024 is because I have the help of God. And number 2, I plan. You cannot stumble into success. The only thing that can happen to you with luck, the only thing that can happen to you without being intentional is luck. And luck is 50% success, 50% failure. It means luck, it can be good today, it can be bad tomorrow. Why do you want to live your life to luck? If I were you, I would live my life to being more intentional by increasing and improving my life success rate from being lucky to being successful. So set goals. If you want to transition in the next 2 years, 1 year, write it down. What are the steps you want to take to get to that point? Build a support network. Like I said, when I see people coming for events like this, I'm excited because it means that there's hunger and there's test. I'm excited. Online learnings, ChatGPT makes life easier. Anything ChatGPT will give you. So online learnings and develop new skills. These are the strategies for navigating career transition. Set goals, build a supportive network, learn and develop new skills. So, I like this. Online learning is learning. Developing new skills is now putting action on what you are learning. Very, very important. And as a roundup, reflect on your career journeys. Identify your Rehoboth moments. I'm going to share this presentation, so in case you wanted to go over it and see exactly what are the critical things for you. Stay flexible and be open-minded. Even God cannot speak to someone that their mind is closed. And that's why, God is so powerful. In the book of Deuteronomy, God said to the Israelites, He said, I've given you two options, life and death. But I'm even helping you choose life, so that you can live life abundantly. Stay flexible, be open-minded. Don't close your mind. If you close your mind, it means you have a fixed mindset. You cannot grow to where you need to get to. And it is always impossible until it is done. Thank you so much. I will open the room for question and answer. Any question for me? Any question? You're welcome. I'm saying, thank you. This is my own thank you to thanking you. Thank you.